say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live on the road. This morning. We are here live at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabeth. I'm going to be here. Dr. Eric Carter is going to join us here in a few minutes. Andrew Smith will be along to talk basketball, getting the state basketball tournament. Unique and Hampton on the send-off yesterday. The Rangers and Bulldogs, respectively, headed down to the big dance with their goal, of course, bring back the brass ring, the state championship trophy, which we certainly hope one of them does it. Obviously, they can't both win it in the single A. But there's a chance if things go like we hope to do, they could play. Wouldn't that be cool? Play for the state championship all the way from Carter County to Murfreesboro. So there's a lot of things got to happen to make that happen. But it is out there. It is a potential. And then Tennessee I will play tonight. They will take on Tullahoma. They get the Wildcats tonight in the AAA. So we'll tell you all about that coming up. World Baseball Classic did not go well for the Americans. Venezuela wins it, which is disappointing to say the least. But it ain't the end of the world. Major League Baseball right around the corner. You've got some college basketball, to say the least. Had a buzzer beater last night. So Texas knocks off North Carolina State. I guess a knockoff. They win it. And then also Howard beats UMBC. So moving on to the big dance for the first time in school history, which is pretty cool. That's kind of the Cinderella story. That's kind of the beauty of this basketball tournament. You got teams that never get a chance to get any national notoriety. Case in point, it's March 18th. Let's go back January the 18th. Go back 60 days and go, did you heard of Howard University on the basketball floor? Of course not. So I would say of course not, but the likelihood is probably slim that you'd heard of Howard University basketball until yesterday. They win it. So you got two more today, and everybody in Vol Land is watching this one with much interest because the winner of that one will play Tennessee in the tournament on Friday. That would be the Miami of Ohio Red Hawks or the SMU Mustangs. They'll play again in the play-in game, or the first four as they call it. Dr. Carter's here. He's going to join us. Looking forward to hanging out with Eric. Eric, we love promoting Eric Carter and Lingerfield Drug Center. So this place is hopping. When I got in here, I mean, it's just a steady stream. They come in. Here's the thing. You watch these people come in. They don't stand around. They come get the prescription. They're back out the door. You're not waiting around. You're not dilly-dallying around, as they say. You're in, you're out, you're on your way. And so that he prides himself on that. So people are busy. He says, I'm busy. They're busy. We don't want them to wait too long for their prescriptions. And so they're in, they're out, they're on their way. And if you're not part of the Lingerfield Drug Center family, you should be. So we'll let him tell you all about that. Daniel Grindstaff just stopped by. How about this before we go to the national anthem? His new CD comes out on Friday. Daniel Grindstaff and the Uptown Troubadours. And the name of it's a debut version of this. That's the name of the CD. So, and right out of the chute, first and foremost, I want to give humble thanks to the Lord Jesus. How about that? Love this guy. So, we're hoping to get him on the show tomorrow. He's busy, but we're hoping to get him on. Daniel Grindstaff, Kevin Richardson, Derek Deakins, Kent Blanton, Lisa Deakins, Sean Lane, guys and girls are on this production. So, how about this? Tom, thanks for your friendship. Blessings, Daniel. Cool guy. Go to church with him. He's got 10 cuts on there. Brand new. Angel Dream, Denver, The Death of John Henry, We See Love, Castle Rock Turnpike, A Little Goes a Long Way, Danny's Song. That's an old Anne Murray copy, I think. Karina, Walk on John, and Goodbye, Little Darling. So, can't wait. What's really cool is the picture on the album, or in this case, the CD, is on the covered bridge here in Elizabethton. That's where they took the shot. There he is. And there's the covered bridge. So, too cool. He just stopped by here, and he's brought me a new CD, which is awesome. What will you be listening to buzzing around today in your travels? Yeah, you got it. Daniel Grindstaff and the Uptown Troubadours from right here in Elizabethton. Good stuff. All right, the national anthem. Again, Dr. Carter putting together his segment because we've got lots to talk about with him. We have lots to talk about sports. Again, the March Madness. Do you have a bracket made? I got it to the Elite Eight. Forgot to do the Final Four. I got it down to the Elite Eight. I've got, let's see, St. John's and Michigan State in the East. I've got Florida and Houston in the South. I got Arkansas and Purdue in the West. I've got Michigan and Iowa State in the Midwest. Didn't finish doing the rest of my bracket, which I got to do, but it's already supposed to be done, and it just doesn't happen. We got baseball tomorrow, by the way. Just got notification from Coach Corn. We'll play Grace Christian out of Knoxville tomorrow at the stadium at 5:30, airtime 5:15. We're bringing her out of retirement again. London Taylor's going to run the camera for me, so you'll get video and audio, or audio and video tomorrow, which I appreciate her doing that. And so we've got baseball tomorrow. It's going to be warming up. It's already warming up today. Whole lot better than yesterday and Monday, that's for sure. And so today we're here at Lingerfield Drug Center. We'll be back at, next week. We're taking off for spring break some of the days. So in 2 weeks, we'll be back at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. So Andrew Smith's here. Dr. Carter's here. We'll let Dr. Carter go first because it's his business, and we got Andrew. And so here he is, Dr. Carter. He'll join us in person, but here he is right now as we get ready to take our first break and hit this magic button right. Oh, we haven't played the national anthem yet. Shame on me. We got to do that. We're the greatest country in the world. We got to get that in. So let's go down here and get this. So again, last night it was Texas defeating North Carolina State in a buzzer beater. And as we said, we've got UMBC and Howard. Howard moves on too. So we'll take a look at that. Who's playing tonight? NIT from last night. Got lots to cover. Stay with us and come back with us. Here's Loretta Bowers with the national anthem on the Tom Taylor Sports.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and the bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So who plays tonight? Again, last night it was Texas and the buzzer beater over NC State. Howard won. So tonight it's Miami of Ohio and SMU. And then Prairie View and Lehigh. Now, the interest, as we said at the outset of the show, the Miami of Ohio SMU winner will get the Volunteers on Friday. So Tennessee's going to be paying a lot of attention, as they should be, to the game tonight. These are called the first four. Then the NIT played last night. The NCAA women's get cranked up in the next couple of days, the WNIT and the WBIT. So it's like BINGO, the bingo. It's like, really? But that's okay. So I got to finish out the bracket. St. John's, Michigan State in the east, Florida, Houston in the south. I did this yesterday on the air. And let's see. Let's go ahead and finish it out right now. Does it matter? It does not in the least. Do you really care? I don't. It's okay. It's just such, and people, the guy told me it's just such a serious thing. I said, no, serious is over the Middle East, infecting us with oil and gas prices, and that's serious. This is basketball brackets. It's not serious. But anyway, he's here. I want to get him on. We can worry about my bracket later. But no, everybody said, man, it's a really serious thing. I said, no, I'm sorry. A basketball bracket versus a war or whatever you want to call it in the Middle East, affecting all of us in a roundabout way or in a direct way, the gas pumps, among other things. No, this is not serious, in my opinion. And I do a sports show. What is serious is what's going on over there. And what's serious is Dr. Carter. He is awesome. He'll join us. He's in the house, and we'll let him get settled in, and he's going to join us. We'll take a quick break for one of our great sponsors. How about this? Let's do the good folks right up the street. Good folks at Duck Crossing, and then we've got her ready to roll. He'll be ready to go right after this. Shop here at the Eagle Center for the spring and summer.
Hallelujah for spring and summer, right?
Right.
So we have a lot of things for your home to add to your decor. both indoor and outdoor, pictures, pillows, mirrors. We have furniture. We have all kinds of Easter decor, all kinds of gifts for Mother's Day coming up after that. So it's a wonderful place to shop. I have 48 vendors, and they keep things moving, keep things fresh, bring things in all the time. We have old things, new things, all things in between.
Where do we find you on social media?
We're on Facebook under Eagle Center Co-op and on Instagram, Eagle Center Antiques.
Hours are open.
We're open 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday,
Things tell a story.
when people no longer can.
Our great sponsor. Come downtown in Elizabethton and shop. Think spring and summer at the Eagle Center. Be loyal, buy local, and buy at the Eagle Center in downtown Elizabethton. Proud sponsor of the Tom Daly Sports Show and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports, the Eagle Center, downtown Elizabethton.
Thank
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, look who's here on our first guest of the day, and it should be because he's the owner, and that's why we're here to promote his product and promote his store. Hello, sir. How are you?
Not too bad.
Doing good?
Mhm.
Yeah. Are you ready for warm weather? You like cold weather?
I've been ready for warm for about 2 months.
Amen. Me and you both. It's like, really?
Mm.
I went out on the porch last night. It's like 24 degrees. I'm thinking, really? In March? But it's okay. You remember in 93 had the big blizzard, so I don't think we're going to have any blizzards. So,
yeah, hopefully not.
nope. And we're, again, I looked at the forecast, going to be back around 80 by Saturday, upper 70s. So this will be a memory. And so we're going to warm up and stay warmed up, looks like, and that's a good thing. Busy time here at Lingerfield Drug Center, downtown Elizabeth, right beside Carter County Bank. We're going to talk no sprays and drops and allergies and bee stings. And you say, bee stings? I'm sitting in my backyard over the weekend, and I saw the bees buzzing, and I'm thinking it's March.
I've started seeing wasps and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Around. It's that time.
It's here. They're here coming out. It's like me coming out earlier than normal. So let's start with no sprays and drops. Tis the season. What's going on with that?
So that one there, especially this week, but where you're switching from air conditioning to heat and back and forth, things are starting to bloom. My outside furniture's already getting covered in pollen. Everybody's going to be having congestion, allergies, or dry nose, and these air drops right here, all that is saline with aloe in it. So it remoisturizes the inside of your nose, and that aloe is soothing if you've got kind of scabs and stuff like that. But that's a real good drop if you've got dry nose or it's uncomfortable up in there, kind of stopped up feeling.
Price point is, wow, $11.19. Not going to break your billfold or break your purse, or break your budget. $11.19 for the saline nasal gel, no drip sinus spray with aloe.
Yep.
So there's that one. All right.
And that one, where you just kind of use it as needed for dry nose, I bought a bottle of it, probably 2 or 3 springs ago, and I'm just now getting to where it feels like it's getting empty. It lasts
really?
forever.
Lasts forever. So it's a good investment for $11.19 over the counter. This is the original nasal spray from Foster and Thrive. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, so that is our brand generic of Afrin nose spray. And if you've got nasal congestion that you feel more is like stuff you just can't blow out, more so maybe sinus infection or things like that versus allergies, dry nose, that's a real good product for that. It's a decongestant, and as soon as you spray that in your nose, you can tell it opens you up.
Oh, really? It's instant, immediate.
Yep. So
There you
that's
go.
one, especially if you can't sleep at night, you lay down and feel like you can't breathe, that Afrin's real good nose spray for you.
20 or 30 bucks? No. 10 bucks? No, not even $10. $7.49 for this every day here at Lingerfield Drug Center.
Yeah.
In fact, Daniel Grindstaff came by a while ago and brought me this CD, and he was picking up something. He said, nobody in town touches these people. They're awesome. So it was a great compliment to you and testament.
I
So,
appreciate it.
yeah. All right, so then we go to Hall's Cough and Throat Relief to go right on with the allergy season. Tell us about this product.
Yeah, so we've got a bunch of different Halls, Ludens. We've got Mucinex, the Fisherman Friends, about any type of cough drop flavor you want. And I brought these two today. So we've had several people call, especially diabetics. You know, if you're popping 4 or 5 cough drops an hour, can be rough on your sugar. So I was showing we've got some sugar-free cough drops if you ever need them. We've got the honey, assorted citrus, but really any type of cough drop you need, we've got. So
There's Oz. This is the sugar-free honey lemon. This is the sugar-free assorted citrus. So there you go. These go for how much? $3.29 every day here at Lingerfield Drug Center, downtown Elizabeth. And so up next we have products that will take care of allergies. It's here. The all-day allergy. Tell us about this one from Foster and Thrive. That's the in-house brand.
So we've got a bunch of different options on allergy medicines, and like I've said on shows before, if you're not sure, it's always good to come down here and talk to us. We can talk with you and figure out exactly what's best for you. The two that I've brought here is this one's generic Zyrtec, and then I've got the Benadryl here too, but Zyrtec's a good non-drowsy antihistamine. If you've got itchy eyes, runny nose, just kind of sneezy, that's a great product for you, and it doesn't make you tired. And both of these work out. They're about 2 weeks supplies. For a lot of people, you know, allergies hit you when a specific plant or something like that blooms. 2 weeks is more than enough to get you feeling better, but for both of these, if that's something you're going to need to take it all spring and summer or something like that, where they're over the counter, we can write you in prescriptions for them over the counter.
Wow.
Get you as many as you want, and we can skip sales tax on them. So that's for people that is going to be on them for a while. We can save you some money doing it that way.
Always looking out for the customer here. Appreciate you doing that too. Doesn't bust a budget either. $11.99 for those. All-day allergies. Then here's another one. Andrew Smith coming up next, talking sports with us. We're here live at Lingerfield Drug Center on this Wednesday, talking to the man himself. Allergy relief, again, antihistamine, 24 mini tabs for $4.19. It's unbelievable. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so that one's generic of Benadryl, and that one does the same thing Zyrtec does. It helps with itchy eyes, runny nose. The Benadryl is good where it is an older version antihistamine. It makes you drowsy too. Or some people, it helps with itching a little bit better too. So say something's blooming, you can't sleep, you've got kind of little hives popping up, feeling itchy, this one would be real good for you. It's just when you wouldn't want to take it and get on the highway, you'd want to take that and get in bed. But Benadryl's a real good one.
$4.19 for 24 mini tabs. So, all right. Then we get into what we're talking about. Bees. The bees are out there already, and they'll be even more prevalent this weekend when the weather warms back up. Sting Kill. Instantly release pain and itch from bee stings, mosquito bites, insect bites, and even when you go to the beach, jellyfish stings. You ever been stung by jellyfish?
My uncle has, but I haven't. I've heard it's awful.
I remember when I was a little boy, they would wrap tentacles, I guess what you'd call them, wrap around your leg, and you just have red stripes where it stung you. I mean, it was awful. When you were a kid, I mean, I don't think they, God rest her soul, I think my grandmother rubbed butter on her or something, which didn't really do much for it, but this will. $4.99 for Sting Kill. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, so the way I tell people is this is similar to like a glow stick. It's a little tube in it with a cotton ball on one end, and you'll snap that tube, and the medicine goes up into the cotton ball, and you just dab it on there. And what it is it's got benzocaine in it, which is a numbing agent. So how those stings will be hurting and giving you problems, you dab that on there, and that'll numb that bite.
Insects, mosquitoes, bees, and wasps, and jellyfish. A lot of money, Tom? Oh, yeah. $4.99 for this. That's all it is. Sting Kill. Over the counter. Maximum strength from Lingerfield Drug Center. All right? Then we can pull one out that's been around for years and years and
Long
years.
time.
Remember, my grandparents took Geritol. So tell us about Geritol. It's available here for $11.49. All this is. Tell us about Geritol.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's been shortage or where it is an old-timey product if a lot of people has stopped carrying it. We actually had a lady last week drove up here from Jonesboro. She had called and we said we had it, and she said only place she could find it. But it's basically a high-dose multivitamin. It's got all the B vitamins, a bunch of essential elements. Basically everything that gives you energy is in that. And a lot of people, especially this time of year, you know, you've been inside all winter, kind of sitting on the couch. People's ready to get out, start working in their flower beds, gardening, going to ball games. And so the Geritol's real good. You just take a little shot of it in the morning, it gives you a pep for the day.
Vitamin B1, B2, B3, and iron for energy, metabolism, and building up your immune system. Comes in liquid form, 12-ounce bottle, $11.49. for that one right there. So, and then you have this one, which is a smaller version, I guess.
That one's capsules.
Oh, it's
Or
capsules. These are
tablets,
tablets. Yep. And these go for $13.69 for 100 tablets. They tell you to take one. Let's see, what's the directions? Take one a day, I guess. Let's see.
I
Here.
think right on that other side. I believe it is one. Yep.
One a day. So 100 days, which would be what? 2.5 months? 3 months. 3 months. 3 months. 100 tablets, one a day. Geritol, $13.69 for 3 months. You can do the math. So that's a great deal. And it, you have your option. You have the liquid form, Geritol, or you have the caplets, or tablets. I'm sorry, tablets form. So there you go. You sell a lot of this, don't you?
We do. The liquid, we've got a few people likes the tablets, but a lot of people likes that liquid. They like the taste of it, says they feel like it helps them better. The serving size on it's a 1/2 ounce, and so with that 12 ounce, you get almost a month out of that bottle, about 3 weeks and some change.
That's
But,
awesome.
yeah, they're both big sellers, and I think for anybody older that needs a little extra boost, those are both good options.
I've not heard about Geritol in years. And they have it right here. It's an old-fashioned drugstore, folks, downtown Elizabeth, and the customer service to boot. He makes house calls. He delivers. You can pull up in the alleyway and get a, if you can't come in, he'll come out and actually give you, and I'm not making this up, you'll give him a shot in the car, right?
Yeah, sure can.
Well-
I'll give them out front, out back, because that's is one argument against our store is we don't have a drive-through. You know, and parking downtown, depending on if things are going on, it can be a little bit rough. But that's where with the back alley there, we can bring it right out to you. Or if you got to find parking out front or out back somewhere, just call us, tell us where you are, and we'll bring it out to you. So that's something. It is, I think, a negative,
That's
but
awesome.
we turn it into a positive.
Absolutely. Roll up your sleeve. He's going to give you a shot. Just put your arm out the window, right?
Hang it right out. Yeah.
And this is what he does. That's customers. Who else does that? I don't know anybody else does that. He'll come out and actually administer a shot to you sitting in your vehicle, and you're on your way. So that's cool. And then also he delivers to schools for the teachers, which I think is really cool, which we'll talk about in the next segment. So hours are open here for the springtime.
Yeah, here Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to 12.
How do we find Lingerfeld on social media?
On Facebook is Lingerfeld Drug Center.
Yep. And the phone number is?
It's 423-542-2138.
It's been hopping today, hasn't it?
Sure, it has been today.
Hops
Yeah,
every day. I'm
that's a
telling
good
you.
thing.
It is a good thing. He's doing a great job here. He and Hunter and Marcia the Queen, right? There you go.
Keeping us straight.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. She keeps us all straight. All right, quick break. We'll come back here in a few minutes. Thank you, sir. We'll come back in a few minutes and do it all over again in the brand new segment. Coming up next, Andrew Smith talking sports writer of the Johnson City Press next. But here's Dr. Carter again about how easy it is to switch your prescription from the XYZ store to here at Lingerfield Drug Center on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Very simple. It happens every day. Tell us how we can do it.
Yeah, all you got to do is give us a call. We brought 2 yesterday, actually, but you just give us your name and your birthday and tell us where your prescriptions are at right now, and we'll call that pharmacy, get everything brought over. A lot of times people are nervous about moving because they're afraid something doesn't have refills or something can't be transferred. And when that's the case, we'll call those doctors, get you new prescriptions, and take care of everything, really. It's like the people, one of them we had transferred yesterday, said they'd been trying for about 3 days to get medicine refilled, and just wasn't happening, and was frustrated and asked if we could do better, and called, got everything transferred. Took maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and we had to call the doctor on one, which waiting on doctors can sometimes be a little time consuming, but they got that called in, and by the afternoon we had everything ready for her.
There you go, folks.
So,
it's just that easy. If you're not happy where you're getting your prescriptions filled, come to the Lingerfield Drug Center. The phone number to call and talk to you about it is?
it's 423-542-2138.
There you go. One of our great sponsors right here of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Get your prescription changed to a mom-and-pop pharmacy that still cares about their people and still wants to give you 100% customer satisfaction. It's right here at Lingerfield Drug Center beside Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabethton. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're talking to our great sponsor of Cyclone Sports and Tom Dillon Sports Show, Dr. Smith, and the folks at Physical Therapy Services. For those out there who have no clue, tell us what it's all about.
Physical Therapy Services is a local mom and pop run physical therapy and occupational therapy clinic. We have clinic locations. We have 3 locations, 2 in Elizabethton, 1 in Roan Mountain. Our main office, where I'm located at 1975 West Elk Avenue, we focus on adults and athletic injuries. We have a pediatric clinic at 1500 West Elk Avenue that does both physical therapy and occupational therapy for the little kiddos out there. And then we have a clinic in Roan Mountain as well to take care of our wonderful Carter Countyans in the Roan Mountain community, and all focused on orthopedics and sports-related injuries, along with just general concerns with patients and people that want to be able to get out and move better. The human body is made to move, and that's what we try to do, is keep people moving.
Keep people moving. Hours are open.
7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Social media, how do we find out more about you?
Physical Therapy Services on Facebook. Look us up. You can also find us online at ptstn.net. And or you can just call the office, 423-543-0073, and we will put you in touch with the right people to get you the correct care that you need, whether it's through us or through one of our other affiliates that we work with.
There you go. One of our great sponsors, love promoting them. Again, the great folks at Physical Therapy Services, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back in the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live here again at Lingerfield Drug Center. Cyclone baseball tomorrow, back at it. Finally, yay. We got the Grace Christian team, which is a really good team, coming in from K-Town. Airtime at 5:15, 5:30 tomorrow. Audio and video from Northeast Community Credit Union Ballpark. He's here, obviously, Andrew Smith. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Doing well, doing well.
Thank you for coming by and joining us. And so he is... We'll talk a little sports, obviously. Sports writer John C. Priskin, 4 Times News. Got your bracket filled out?
Yes, sir, I do. So, for me, my Final Four, I have Duke, Florida, Arizona, and Iowa State. I see the Cyclones making a run. And then I've got Arizona beating Iowa State and Florida beating Duke. And I have Arizona winning it all over Florida.
Really?
Yes.
You got Arizona winning all of
I like this Arizona team a lot. I like their path. You think about, Duke or Florida. Like some of these regions are really, really tough. But not to say Arizona's got a cakewalk, but by comparison, it's not quite as rough of a road for them. So I think that will ultimately end up benefiting them down the stretch.
I didn't finish filling mine out, so I need to do that. I was going to do it a while ago, so I need to get it nailed down. I've got it to the Elite Eight. St. John's and Michigan State. I just like Pitino. Of course, Tom Izzo's a great coach, too. He gets his kids ready to go, so I may change it. You can't change it. Well, I can change it.
You are writing that in pencil.
I am. St. John's and Michigan State. I may change that, but we'll go St. John's. Florida and Houston for the South Regional Championship. I like that Gator team. They're playing well, but Houston, Calvin Sampson's got a team that's designed for postseason, no question. So I'm taking Florida and St. John's on that side of the bracket. West, I've got it down to Arkansas and Purdue. Gosh, We'll take Purdue.
Okay.
So,
We have a lot of similar teams in the Elite Eight.
yeah.
I don't have St. John's going that far, but I do have Michigan State going that far.
Yep. Then you got down in the Midwest, Michigan and Iowa State. Michigan, Iowa State. I'm going to go. What are you basing on? Why are you looking at the ceiling? I don't know. So, I have no. We'll go Michigan. So, my final four is Purdue, Michigan, St. John's, and Florida. So, do I need to get to the next round? Do I need to figure out who's going to win these, get to the national championship? I guess I do. That's the whole point. Okay, I'm going to take Florida over here. I'm going to take Michigan over here. And my national champion is a repeater, the Florida Gators out of the SEC. So, there you go. And everybody's out there. There's people just belly laughing. Are you kidding me? You picked Florida to win it all? I did. So, there you go.
I mean, they're very capable again this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, I have them losing in the national championship game, so it's not like I don't think they have the capability to make a run like that.
Absolutely.
Their size is just tough to match up with. You saw it in their games against Tennessee, right? Tennessee was one of the better offensive rebounding teams in the country, and they couldn't do anything against Florida. So, that says a lot about that Gators team, what Todd Golden's got going on down there.
Who beats Duke? Everybody thinks Duke's going to win. I got St. John's beating Duke in the East. So
I've got Duke making it to the Final Four and losing to Florida. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Here I said at Lingerfield Drug Center, don't go by what I tell you because, I'll probably do better on the nicknames. I got those picked the other day. I picked them just purely by nicknames. It'll probably do better when I actually sit down and – because I didn't do much. I mean, you just saw me finish it out. It's like, okay, so whatever. It is what it is. NIT last night, your winners were Auburn, Liberty, Seattle. Let's see. Also, UNC Wilmington, Tulsa, the Oklahoma State Cowboys, Wichita State, and UNLV all win in the NIT. Tonight, you've got Nevada and Murray State. Tonight, you have New Mexico and Sam Houston. You have Cal and UIC. You have Colorado State and St. Joseph's. You've got Utah Valley and George Washington. You got Wake Forest and Navy. Dayton and the Bradley Braves. You have Illinois State and Kent State tonight. All that's going on tonight in the NIT. Now, we talked about this. We kind of made fun of it, and we should, in my opinion. The NIT and now the WNIT for the ladies. You have teams in this league and this tournament that have losing records, but the best one is the WBIT. So you got how many on this? 48 in this one?
I think so, yeah.
So you have 64 in the big show. You have 48 here, and you got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'd be 60, another 32 teams in the WBIT, which has losing records, I might add. We talked about this yesterday at Port Traz. We were there for the show. So you look at some of these teams. Which one? Georgia Tech, 14 and 18. Okay. You have Wisconsin at 13 and 17 in a postseason tournament. So I don't get this. I mean, you got to help me here, sir.
I can't help you much.
Yeah.
We were talking before we all on air. In my opinion, the purpose or like the draw to your NIT, WNIT, all of that, you have a chance to have these mid-major, small major teams like on the women's side, Chattanooga, and although they didn't make it, a similar type of thing for an ETSU on the men's side, like mid-major small schools that had really good regular seasons that couldn't quite win their conference tournaments. Hey, we still feel like you should be rewarded for your good regular season. Obviously, it's not quite the big dance, but hey, it's something. I think there's some draw in that. I think there's some good things that can come from that, right? Rewarding these teams for having good seasons, saying, hey, everything didn't just rely on 1 week in Asheville or Johnson City or wherever you're holding these mid-major tournaments. So I think there's purpose in that, but to just throw a sub 500 power conference team in because you got to, no bueno.
No bueno. ETSU didn't go on either side, the ladies or the guys. I mean, you would think they would pick East Tennessee State's women, 64 and 48 and 32. What is that? Let's do some ciphering real quick here. 64 teams, 48 teams, and 32 teams, 12, 14, carry your 1, 17, 144 teams. 1 and 6 or 7, 7, 4, 11, 144 women's teams are in postseason play. Yeah, you would like to think ETSU had a pretty good season that would merit being at least in the WBIT, but they're not. So, and the guys for that matter too. And here's the thing: in the NIT, since you're not doing the big dance, you're going to the NIT, which is okay, but it's not the big dance. However, when East Tennessee State has a, hello, Mrs. Shell, how are you? Good, how are you? I'm doing good. So ETSU has a good, they travel well. So if you're wanting to put fannies in the seats in an NIT tournament, and you would I would think, these 4 regions, Auburn, Albuquerque, Winston-Salem, and Tulsa, you would think you would look at a team like that, but they didn't. But they had a good run, and they stubbed their toe in the Southern Conference tournament. But I think they got shang out. I think they should be playing somewhere like the NIT. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think that they had a good enough regular season. Now you look at some of the your metrics, net ranking, all that sort of stuff. Maybe they didn't quite rank as highly as some other mid-major teams or whatever. But yeah, I think that there should be something for winning your regular season conference championship. I think that that's still something that has value. You've got to go out and compete for, 16, 18, 20, however many games your conference schedule is, just to finish first, and to see that end in a weekend is tough.
Absolutely. So if you're going to go from that premise, and apparently it is, then why even have a tournament? Why even have a season? Just go play a couple of games and go straight to the tournament, because you're rewarding these teams. I get your point, but I think it waters down the product when you're putting in losing record teams in the tournament just to fill a tournament. I'm thinking, well, then why do you even have a regular season? Just play a tournament, because it doesn't matter if you have a good run and you lose in the tournament. Then they don't necessarily pick you, a.k.a. ETSU, both guys and girls. And then if you don't have a good regular season, you still get a chance to get in. Georgia Tech, Wisconsin's girls, case in point, or women, both of those have losing records. So are they going to change it because I'm sitting there talking about it? No, they're not. So, but anyway, I don't get it. And I said this yesterday on the show, go back to TSSAA football. You had teams this past football season, 0-10, 1-9, 2-8 in Tennessee, making the playoffs. An 0-10 football team that made the playoffs out of the western part of the state because of the way the region comes. You take your top 4, and it was a 4-team region. I can't remember which school it was now, but they were 0-10. And of course, they got drilled the first game of the playoffs. But what is the incentive to put a team in there that hadn't won a game?
I don't get it. That.
Yes.
I just don't have the words. I really don't. I understand we're trying to make things balanced, and some regions have 6 or 8 teams, so having a cutoff for 4 makes sense. But you've got your 4-team regions where everyone will make it, and it's the value of a playoff berth goes down because literally everyone in that region gets to go. So you're fighting for even. Here locally, last fall, Region 1 2A was a 4-team league. Now, no one went 0-10, but still, you had, I think, a 3-7 team make it out of there. So, it definitely devalues the playoff berth. And I remember even before last season, I went over to Happy Valleys Media Day, who was in that 2A conference, and I'm talking with Coach Jarrett, and I'm like, what's the mentality like when you've already got a playoff berth before the thing even kicks off? And he's like, it's you gotta find your way to be motivated, hunt for that home playoff spot, do what you can. Obviously, they had a fantastic year last year up on Warrior Hill, but it's just very unique to know that before that ball goes in the air,
you're guaranteed a playoff.
We're going to the playoffs.
Yeah, it is what it is, but it seems pretty watered down, to say the least, and convoluted to reward a team that with a losing record. In this case, they were 0-10. I'd have to go back and look. I have the brackets in the house, but there was an 0-10 team that went in the playoffs this year in Tennessee high school football. Boys State basketball tournament starts for us, the local boys, tonight. Tennessee High takes on Tullahoma in Let's see, this will be the 3A, and it'll tip it up at 7:45 tonight, our time. Tullahoma 27-4, Tennessee I at 29-7. You like the Vikings in this one or not?
This will be a fun matchup for Tennessee High. This is a group that I find it's just a fun team to watch. They're very balanced. And the couple times I've gotten to see them, but you get down to the state tournaments. For me, it's hard to predict, considering I've not gotten a chance to see, but maybe a couple teams here or there, right? But I think Tennessee has a chance to, to get a win and keep playing into Friday.
Single A, they left this morning. Single A will play tomorrow. Unaka will play, and Hampton will play in Single A, both out of Carter County. So Unaka plays at 6:30 tomorrow night. They'll take on Humboldt. And then Hampton will play the last game tomorrow night at 9:45 our time against Jackson County. So Bulldogs and the Rangers, both out of Carter County, off to the big dance, which I think is really, really cool to have a county the size of Carter County, not one of the bigger counties in the state in terms of population, but crank out some pretty good products, obviously. Unaka and Hampton going to the big dance in the state basketball tournament. So how do you like Unaka's chance against Humboldt and Hampton's chances against Jackson County?
Before I answer that, I will kind of touch on the two Carter County schools. I had some research after the sectional round. Only 4 times has Carter County schools, so not necessarily counting Elizabethton as a city school, but the county schools have had 4 times 2 representatives in the same state tournament. 1962, 1966, and 2011. 1962, I believe, was Hampton Happy Valley. 66 and 11 were Hampton Cloudland, and this is the first time now that it's Hampton and Unaka. So that was a very cool thing to stumble upon there after the sectional round. But got to catch up with both teams there before they head out. Hampton yesterday, Unaka this morning. Unaka's got a tough task ahead of them. This Humboldt team is really good. They have a Mr. Basketball finalist over there for Humboldt, so it's going to be tough. But the biggest thing for me is, does Humboldt have the size to match up with a guy like John Harden? John Harden, a guy that was the conference MVP for Single A in the regular season. His average over 20 points a game this whole season. He's a tough guy to match up with, size-wise, especially for a Single A school. So if Humboldt is on the smaller side, I've not gotten to see them, I think Unaka's still got a really good chance. And I will give Hampton a chance in just about any game they play, just because Ned Smith is one of the best coaches in the area. He will find a way to disrupt what you're trying to do, limit your best option, and just play sound fundamental basketball. I think both teams have a chance to win tomorrow night. I'm excited to go down and see it myself. And
are you going?
Yeah, I'll be heading out tomorrow morning myself to head down that way. So
good for you. Loretto, by the way, thank you, Junior, my Sunday school teacher, who's also the stringer. Hello, Wesley Johnson, to Becky Muncie down in Union County. Met her the other night at Moorestown, the baseball game. Loretto beat East Nashville today. This first round of the 2A tournament just got done. They beat them 44-38, so Loretto goes to 20-10. They move into the semifinals of the state tournament. They'll play the winner of Peabody and Chattanooga Prep. So the 2As are going at it. So the next one up will be Chattanooga Prep and Peabody. And AA boys basketball, the state tournament in Murfreesboro. Again, Unaka and Hampton play tomorrow. And Tennessee I, our other local team, playing tonight at 9:45 against Tullahoma. So good luck to the Vikings and the Rangers and the Bulldogs. Hope one of them brings home all 3 of them can't. 2 can. Somebody in Single A, because both Hampton and Unaka are there. And certainly Tennessee I can bring home the AAA. So we're pulling for the teams underrepresenting all of us here in Northeast Tennessee. World Baseball Classic. Ouch.
Yeah, it was a tough loss for the U.S. last night. The offense just went cold for way too long. That's as simple as it comes down to. Obviously, Bryce Harper had a fantastic moment there last night, the game-tying homer in the 8th, but ultimately it was just too little. You went through a stretch going back to the semifinal game against the Dominican Republic where you just couldn't do anything. From about midway through that Dominican Republic game through to the 8th inning and Bryce Harper's homer, couldn't do anything on the offensive side of the ball, which perplexes the mind considering the amount of talent that was in that lineup.
Yep.
Aaron Judge went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Captain of the team, just did not play well.
Did not play well at all.
Yeah. It's like you look at that. Kyle Schwarber, I thought had an all right tournament. Need a little bit more out of him last night would have been nice. Alex Bregman, go up and down the lineup. Byron Buxton, Pete Crow Armstrong, just all of these guys. The amount of talent that was there. And even Bryce Harper had a lackluster tournament before that one swing in the 8th inning. So, obviously a bit disappointing there for the United States, but also a really cool moment for Venezuela. It's the first ever time they have won the WBC.
Yep.
They have a lot of, at least in my view, a lot of really likable baseball players. Salvador Perez, Eugenio Suarez, Ronald Acuna Jr., Luis Arias. A lot of guys that are really fun ball players and cool dudes to root for. So, and you just saw in the emotion last night how much that meant to them, how much that meant to the country and the people of Venezuela. So that was a cool sight and a very cool tournament, even if it didn't go quite the U.S.'s way there.
Well, from a political standpoint and just the country as a whole, they went through a pretty tough stretch. Although they've been liberated, the guy that was running the country, as you know, is arrested and in jail here in the States. So Jimmy Vaughn says Andrew Smith, and he does this. What does that mean?
I appreciate it, Jimmy.
What does that mean when they give you
flex?
Strong? He's in.
No,
He's in.
I've known Jimmy for forever. Great dude.
Yeah. Well, he's watching, so thank you, Jimmy. So Eduardo Rodriguez, 4 1/3, 4 strikeout, 1 hit baseball, and walked one. So he shut down the bats, to say the least. And so, Venezuela wins it. The Americans don't win it. They'll go now to 2030 will be the next time they play. So you got to sit and let this taste for 4 years. Now you got the Olympics coming up in 2028, so you still get a chance for the Americans to go redeem themselves with an Olympic gold medal when that comes around in 2 years. So you've got Japan. Let's see, Venezuela this year, Japan in 2023, 2017 United States, 2013 Dominican Republic, 2009 is Japan, and 2006 is Japan. So Venezuela gets their first in the history of their country, and the celebrations begun in Venezuela, and understand that. Flexing, you're awesome as always, Tom. Go Bulldogs. Well, thank you, Jimmy. So I guess I'm flexing too, but he's flexing for Andrew for sure. So next one comes out in 2030. The 2028 Olympics will be played in L.A., so the Major League players can play in those Olympics for the first time. So that'll be kind of a mini WBC coming up in a couple of years in the Olympics in L.A. So.
Yeah, it'll be a little different. I think there are only going to be 6 teams there participating in the Olympics as opposed to the 20 that are part of the WBC. But, anytime you have the opportunity to represent your country, it's a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited to see how things will go. We know a couple of the teams already that will be in the Olympics. Obviously, the United States, the host nation, Venezuela, since they just won the WBC, and I believe Japan has already qualified for the Olympics as well. And then there are 3 other spots open where 3 more countries will be able to qualify for that in a couple of years.
Hello, Johnny Markland. We're live here in Lingerfield Drug Center talking to Andrew Smith. So a couple of NFL, before I let you go, a couple of NFL stories. Number 1, Justin Fields gets picked up and signed by the Chiefs as a backup for Mahomes. I think that's a pretty good pick for the Chiefs.
I think it makes sense. You look, and obviously Mahomes dealing with his ACL recovery. You're going to need a guy to take camp reps, be a serviceable by throughout the off-season program, and maybe even have to start a game or opening week. We still don't know exactly what the timeline is exactly of when Patrick Mahomes will be back, considering how late in the year that ACL injury happened. But yeah, I think it makes a ton of sense on Kansas City side to make that trade, not give up a ton, and still end up with a quality backup quarterback in Justin Fields.
Tevin Carter's mother-in-law just came through here, Mrs. Shell, in the house. All right, so the other story, tell me what you think of this, because you got guys out there. So Aaron Rodgers has not decided where he's going to play yet. or the Steelers. Again, he's doing the same thing he did last year, was string him out. He hasn't decided what he's going to play. All right. Rod Woodson, Pro Football Hall of Famer, played 10 seasons with the Steelers, said the charade, he's weary of the Aaron Rodgers charade. I like how he said that. He says if he's going to play, play. He said, listen, I'm getting kind of tired of it. If he's going to play, say he's going to play. If he's going to come back, and the team shouldn't wait for Aaron Rodgers. They need to move forward. Rodgers signed a one-year contract last year with all kinds of incentives. Of course, he let him had a pretty good season for the Steelers. Not a typical Steelers season postseason, but they got there to the playoffs. Of course, Tomlin's gone. Mike McCarthy, the new coach now. So Rod Woodson says, if you're Aaron Rodgers, either play me or trade me. Either let us know you're going to play or get out of the way and let's go get somebody else. So holding up the team, which is what he's doing for the second consecutive year, is growing old and wearing thin with some of the Steelers from years past. They've got Will Howard in the camp and Mason Rudolph right now. And so the other ones, they could go get Kyler Murray, I guess. They could go get Mike Jones. They could go get, other guys, Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, Joe Flacco, and even Russell Wilson's out there available. So if you're the front office with the Steelers, are you tiring, or are you tired of waiting? Is Rod Woodson, is he legit about this? I mean, you think that's a fair thing for him to be saying? It's like either make up your mind or get out of the way so we can move on with our team.
Yeah, no, I think it is fair. You mentioned it's the second straight offseason. Aaron Rodgers has held the Pittsburgh Steelers organization hostage. So he has every right to, take his time on this thing, but at the same time, the Steelers have every right to say, hey, we're not waiting on you. We're going to go in a different direction. Now, of the names you've mentioned, I do think Aaron Rodgers is probably the best available option.
Oh, sure.
Because I still think he had a decent year last year for Pittsburgh. But, yeah, it's a tough spot to be in. And obviously, if you're Pittsburgh, you're not in a spot where you can really go draft a guy unless you're going to go trade, a bunch of assets to go early in the first round to go get a Ty Simpson or whatever, which I wouldn't recommend you do, but you do you, Pittsburgh. But, yeah, it's a tough situation for that organization to be in, just kind of having to sit and play the waiting game again.
So the question is, why is he waiting? I mean, he got what he wanted last year. He held out, got an incentive-laced package. He made a lot of money. He had a lot of incentives to give him even more money, getting in the playoffs being one of those. So, but they went out with a whimper. So, but either, you're long in the tooth, you're in the twilight of your career, you still got some gas in the tank, I don't know how much, but the bottom line is if you're going to play, I'm with Rod Woodson, you're going to play. If you're not, step aside. You got the draft coming up. I mean, how do the Steelers prepare for the draft? Should they draft another quarterback if there's one available? They should, or do they back off? Go, we've already got our guy. He's going to come back another year, but we don't know that. So he really messes up the draft. I would think the draft thinking for the Steelers front office. The draft's coming up next month, and right now they're kind of up in the air about it.
Yeah, no, they are. They absolutely are. If you would love to get a decision from Aaron Rodgers, but also he, for whatever reason, just hasn't made that decision.
Ego.
I would guess that has a decent, if not most, all to do with it.
Yep.
But yeah, you just don't know where you're going to go with this draft. If you're Pittsburgh, now I do think that you're probably, unless you're so desperate you're wanting to go trade up early in the first round, it probably doesn't change your first round strategy all that much. Just because for me, I don't see that many first round talent quarterbacks in this class.
No.
So
I would agree.
But it does affect your day 2, your day 3. Hey, are we gonna bring a guy in, try and develop him? How we want to navigate that. So, it's not great.
Nope. They're in a holding pattern of the Steelers. And again, they got the draft coming up next month. So tonight's games and back to basketball, Miami of Ohio, the Red Hawks, and SMU. Are they for real? They lost one game in the Mid-American Conference in the tournament. They had run the table to that point. So the winner will get Tennessee, of course. So everybody's watching this game from a Vol standpoint, as you should. Miami of Ohio and SMU tonight in the first 4. And the other one is Prairie View and Lehigh. So who wins those games?
I do like Miami of Ohio tonight. I think that they just have winning experience in tight games. I think tonight's going to be another tight game for them. I do think they've earned their spot in this tournament. I think anytime you can win 31 games in a row of competitive basketball,
Yep.
that's impressive.
Yeah,
You know,
it is.
You know, this is still college basketball, Division I. You know, legitimate athletes there. So I do think that they earned their spot, and I think they'll win their playing game tonight. And on the other side of things, man, give me Lehigh. I'll be honest, I haven't watched a ton of either Lehigh or Prairie View A&M. Neither team was really on my watch list radar
No.
throughout the course of the year. But, you know, if for no other reason than nostalgia of Lehigh beating Duke all those years ago, I'll take Lehigh.
That's the beauty of March Madness. Said that before you came in this morning. I mean, here it is, March 18th. Let's go back a month. February the 18th. Had you heard of Howard University basketball at that point? No, wouldn't think so. Had you heard of Prairie View or Lehigh? No. And some of these teams, I don't know who it's going to be. Somebody's going to knock off somebody, a Cinderella team, and all of a sudden they get national prominence and national notoriety because they won. So I think it's one of the cool things about this tournament. The no-names, if you will, the guys, in this case the teams that never get any national publicity have a chance to do just that, put their name on the radar. I mean, look, Texas, although it's an SEC team, look what they did last night, that buzzer beater to win the game over NC State. So everybody's buzzing about that this morning. And then also Howard getting their first trip to the big dance, winning the playing game against UMBC. So I think that's one of the cool things about March Madness and this basketball tournament. The little guys, if you will, get a chance to be on the big stage and sometimes make big news.
Yeah, no, it's one of the best things about this tournament, unless it's happening to your team that's, you know, a heartbreaking watch. But, you know, if you're a neutral fan, it's really fun to go watch, you know, I believe it was 2014. I might have my year wrong. MTSU go upset Michigan State. You know, I mentioned Lehigh over Duke, UMBC over Virginia. Right? Is there going to be another Jack Golke this year? You know, the sharpshooter from Oakland a couple years back. Look out for High Point is my call.
Really?
Look out for High Point. They play a really sound fundamental game. For the life of me, I can't remember the kid's name, but number 99 for High Point. If there's going to be a Jack Golke, it's going to be that kid. He does nothing but shoot threes, and he shoots them really well. Literally, if you look, like 97% of his shot attempts this year have been three-pointers. That's all he does is shoot threes, and he shoots it at about 40% clip.
High Point will take on the Wisconsin Badgers out of the West, so we need to pay attention, according to you, to
the High Point Panthers.
There you go.
This might also be biased because I did see them in the Big South Championship there here in Johnson City.
Which was a good tournament, wasn't it?
It was a fun tournament. I enjoyed getting to be there again this year. High Point brings a great crowd. You know, students, alumni. You know, a lot of folks travel up from High Point up to Johnson City, and you know, they made it feel kind of like a High Point home game, especially in that championship Sunday where both the men and the women ended up punching their ticket to the dance.
We were heavily immersed in Cyclone basketball and Milligan basketball, but I was told that big crowds, it was a big boon for the economy of Johnson City, so it was a win-win. So how many years have they signed the contract to be there?
I think there's an option for next year. It's not a long-term deal. I think they're going to be evaluating options for 2027, whether or not they want to come back or not. This year was technically an option year as well, but they decided pretty early.
Mr. McQueen, Mr. Enzer in the house, reporting for duty. Gone. Y'all be good. Big Dan's, there you go. Going to Big Dan's. Can't go wrong with that. So, yes, Big South was a big hit in Johnson City, is what you're saying?
At times, there were some nights that it was a little light, and I'll be honest, I'm objective about things. I try to be objective about things. I enjoy being there, but also there were a few nights where it was a pretty empty Freedom Hall. So I have no real feel whether or not they want to come. High Point wants to come back. If for no other reason, they're 4 for 4 in winning the Big South, 2 men's, 2 women's championships in the area. But I don't have a great feel whether or not they'll be back in 2027 or not. I do think it's cool that March Madness kind of starts in the area with that, but ultimately, that decision is well above my pay grade. I just
yes.
tell you when it happens.
Yep. And again, it is what it is. We'll find out, but they do have an option to come back, and I hope that they do for our economy. So, but yeah, I mean, it's like you go to any tournament, do the same, go to the Southern Conference. I mean, the early tournaments and the big boys tournaments weren't all that well attended. Now towards the end, when you get into the semis and the championship, different story. But yeah, that's pretty much unanimous with all the tournaments. It's not going to be packed wall to wall every day in the early games and the women's games, early games, and the men's tournament early games. Just not there. But anyway, we hope it does. And so he says, follow the High Point Panthers. It's a team to watch. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Quick break. We'll be right back. Here's Rick Walters. We'll be right back after this. We're live here again at Lingerfield Drug Center on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Insurance. How can you help us with auto insurance?
Well, one of the things Horace Mann was started for, Tom, back in 1945 was to provide auto insurance for educators. They came up with the idea that if we could put a group of school teachers together in one company, their cars would sit in a parking lot for 10, 12 hours a day. Friday and Saturday nights, they're home grading papers. They're all college educated. They have a tendency to be better drivers because they set an example for their students. And knowing all those things, we'd probably have less claims. And so we're able to offer better insurance rates because of that.
And so, if you're a teacher, an educator, you want to come here and get a quote because of that, your quotes and your rates are typically better than other folks, right?
That's right. And we also do a couple other things for educators. If they were to get into an accident while they're on school business, we don't have a deductible on that, Tom. They won't have to pay a deductible. If somebody vandalizes their car while it's on school property, they don't pay a deductible for that. If they get into an accident on school property, we waive the deductible. If they get into an accident with another Horace Mann agent or a Horace Mann client, they're going to not have to pay a deductible also.
It's good stuff. So if you need more information, go to social media or give him a call. How can we get a hold of you and find out more?
Yeah, you can just call me here at the office at 543-0059 or go to horacemann.com on the internet, and you'd be able to find our office here.
There you go. One of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, the good folks right here at Rick Walters, Horace Mann Insurance. We're talking to Joseph Taylor, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. And what's going on at Ivy Hall Nursing Home?
Ivy Hall, we would love to have short-term rehab patients. If you go in for knee surgery, shoulder surgery, stuff like that, you need a little bit of rehab, please consider Ivy Hall. We have private rooms for our short-term rehab patients. We offer physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, full-time respiratory therapy. We'd love to take care of you.
Looking for help, looking for folks to work here?
Absolutely, 100%. If you want to come in, if you're a CNA, LPN, RN, you want to work in dietary, laundry, housekeeping, we would love to have you. You can go to ivyhallnursinghome.com and fill out an application. Somebody will certainly call you back if you put in an application.
Yep. So all these different folks you take care of these different therapy programs, right?
Absolutely. We love the short-term patients. We love the long-term patients. Either one, we want to take care of anybody that comes our way, for sure.
Social media?
Social media, Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook. And like I said, ivyhallnursinghome.com.
There you go. One of our great sponsors, folks. Love promoting them. Again, the great folks here in Elizabethton, sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Ivy Hall Nursing Home. And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we are live here again at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabeth. And again, you heard him in the earlier segment, Geritol. Been selling a lot of Geritol. Something that's been around for years. Don't hear a lot about it, but they sell it. As he said, Dr. Carter said, a lady came up from Jonesboro to get Geritol because it's the only place she could find that sold it. So there you go. Bee stings and allergies and nose sprays and drops, got them all over the counter. What I think is really cool is the Health Mart Pharmacy brands, what they sell. And they're in the Health Mart Pharmacy chain of all small pharmacies in this country. So you get a great price point on the prescriptions of which you're trying to get. So, or in this case, over the counter. Hello, Mr. Clark. So nose sprays and drops, you got those. Got things right now here for allergies because they're starting to flare up, but even more so this weekend when it warms back up in the 70s and 80s. This cold snap, Red Bud winter is behind us. It's already warmer today than it was yesterday and Monday. So it's good. And then also bee stings. They're already getting calls in from bee stings. They're out there buzzing around. And so usually the old farmers, at least when I was a kid, they'd say those cold winters would kill off the bugs, or our winter wasn't all that cold. We had a couple of cold patches, for lack of a better term, but as far as consistently just dog cold all winter long was not the case. So the bees are out there, and they've got what you want over the counter for bee stings and mosquito bites already. Here it is in March. We haven't really kicked in the hot weather in summer, but they've already got that. They're already getting calls, I should say, and buying it. People coming in buying things for bee stings and mosquito bites, and they've got it right here at Lingerfeld Drug Center. We talked about that earlier with Dr. Carter. Coming up, we got those pill packs and how easy it is to transfer your prescription from any other place to right here at Lingerfeld Drug Center. They do it every day. All right, so I looked at the brackets, and I broke down and I got St. John's winning the East. If you look at the toughest division, or I should say toughest region, in the tournament, for my money, it's the East Regional, simply because the coaches, you're talking about some guys that can coach in the East. John Shire of Duke, Rick Pitino, St. John's, Bill Self, Kansas, Tom Izzo, Michigan State, Mick Cronin, UCLA, and Dan Hurley of UConn. They're on this, coming out of the same region, out of the East. I mean, it's no question, a loaded region, easily the best one, I think, in the March Madness for this year is the East Regional. And again, with good reason, you have Duke in this region, Duke, St. John's, you have Kansas, Michigan State, UCLA, and UConn. So they're going to cannibalize each other and knock each other out. But again, for my money, and I got St. John's winning it all in that particular region. I have Florida winning the South. I've got Purdue winning the West. And I got Michigan winning the Midwest, with Purdue and Michigan playing, Michigan winning that one in this national semifinal. Then on the other side, I got Florida beating St. John. So the title game will be Florida and Michigan. I got the Gators to win it. So we'll see. Are you confident about it? Absolutely not. Not the least bit confident. Now, the guy that will know, I bet he's got his bracket set. So the guy that can do it, he's getting ready to settle in here, our buddy Jeff Birchfield. So I've got Florida winning it all over Michigan. So it is what it is. Of course, everybody tonight paying attention to the Miami and SMU, Miami of Ohio, and the SMU Mustang game. The winner of Miami, Ohio, and SMU will play Tennessee on Friday. So everybody in the Ball Nation's paying attention to this one tonight for sure. Bremen Sports Shop, we'll be right back after this. We're here live, show number 2466 of the Tom Daly Sports Show. Seems settling in. Jeff Birchfield next on the Tom Daly Sports Show. Bremen Sports Shop in downtown Elizabeth with your favorite school's T-shirts, polos, or hoodies. They can put your school, church, or company's logo on lots of different styles of hats, including Nike and Richardson and now Travis Matthew. Windbreakers, sublimated shirts, pullovers, koozies. They can order for any area school and your favorite team. Dry fit sleeveless hoodies, Nike dry fit T-shirts, women's and toddler sizes. You can order any uniform for any sport, including the pants or shorts from Bremen Sports Shop. And they always have a clearance rack to save you money. Plaques, trophies, medals, and ribbons, and all the engraving is done in-house. And they offer hard-to-find Letterman jackets of your favorite school for guys, ladies, and now elementary and middle school athletes too. And they offer all the different sports patches as well. Bremen Sports Shop, downtown Elizabeth, and Facebook, Instagram, website, BremenSportsShop.com, phone 542-2321, Bremen Sports Shop in downtown Elizabethton. Back on the Tom Daly Sports Show tomorrow, we'll be right up the street at the Jewelers Bench getting ready for graduation, Mother's Day, Father's Day, just in general. So that's tomorrow. And then Friday, we'll kick off the weekend at Boot City and Gray on a Boot City Friday. We're joined, obviously, by Jeff Birchfield, sports writer at Johnson City Press. Hello, sir. By the way, we do have Cyclone Baseball. We've added a game tomorrow. We've got, and this is a good one, too. These guys can play. Grace Christian out in Knoxville. It's a private school, and they can play. It'll be a great test tomorrow. It's at 5:30. We'll go in there at 5:15. Audio and video tomorrow from Northeast Community Credit Union Ballpark. Get back at it because the weather's is cold snap's going to be a memory coming by the weekend. It's going to be near 80 for the weekend. What do you say? I say, yay. So Bill Birchfield, how you doing, sir? Mr. Clark, how you doing? Becky Muncie down in Union County, hello. And our buddy Pete and Crystal Slagle, good peeps right there. So thank you all for watching. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well today, Tom.
Do you have your bracket done?
I haven't filled one out really, but I do have sort of, some picks I think will do well.
Here's what I like. I'm doing mine in pencil with an eraser. I had Texas, so, but Texas, I had Howard, so I really didn't. So I'm not even sure who I picked on that one, to be honest with you. I didn't pick it in this one. Who'd you pick last night? NC
I would
State?
have probably gone with NC State, just to be honest with you, and then Howard, UMBC, I guess, sort of a toss-up. I'd probably gone with UMBC. I've been more familiar with them, so I'd probably missed both of those, just to be honest with you.
Yeah. I think I did take Howard, and I think I took NC State too. I took the ACC beating the SEC, and they didn't. So the Longhorns move on, and the Howard Bisons move on. And let's see, Texas will play BYU. And Howard, let's see where they play. Where they fall. They play. Gosh, where is it? So do I have to put on my glasses? Tell me not to put on my glasses. Texas plays, as we said, BYU in the West. Oh, here it is. Howard plays Michigan in the Midwest. Whew.
That's a tough one.
That's a tall task in a literal sense. So who you got winning it all? Have you got to that point yet?
Yeah, unfortunately, I do think a team I can't stand's got a great shot of winning it all, which is Duke. But I think I'm going to go with Arizona. I mean, it's really a toss-up, though, this year. I think Arizona's got a really good shot at it. I would go with Florida. I thought they were the hottest team really coming in. Of course, they looked terrible in that game against Vanderbilt in the SEC. But I think one tough thing for Florida, they go to Houston to play their regional championship, a rematch of last year's national championship game. So it'll be hard to get through that one.
Yep. That's the South Regional Championship. So I got Florida and St. John's. I don't have Duke. I think Duke stubs her toe along the way.
I hope you're right.
And so, she is no longer friends with you after the Duke comment. So Lisa Baker, you're on her poop list. So there you go. It happens.
Hey, my Tar Heels aren't that great this year. They could lose to VCU here.
Oh,
in the first
absolutely.
round.
And if they get through them, they got to play Illinois in theory. So I got St. John's. I've got Florida in the South. I've got Purdue in the West. And I've got Michigan in the Midwest. And so don't, as I've said multiple times, a disclaimer, don't call Vegas, don't get involved in anything using my picks, because normally I don't do a very good job with them. So it is what it is.
Like you said, though, those first four games even been really good, and that one tonight is intriguing with Miami, Ohio, being undefeated before the tournament last week, their conference tournament, and playing SMU, which we got like a local connection there because B.J. Edwards, the SMU guard, grew up in Johnson City before he moved to Knoxville to play high school ball.
There you go. So there is a local connection. B.J. Edwards,
yeah,
SMU.
His son, dad was, or is, ETSU former running back, Brian Edwards. So that's his son.
Okay. Makes sense. So there you go. We do have a local flavor in the tournament. So we talked about this with your cohort who was in here earlier, Andrew Smith. The WNIT and the WBIT have teams in there with losing records. Georgia Tech, Wisconsin, losing records. And then you look and go, you've covered them, so you tell me, why not ETSU men or women? Why did neither one of them not get picked?
Well, I had a story in today's paper, actually, ETSU getting overlooked by South Alabama on the men's side with the NIT. And a lot of that stems from last year. South Alabama was got an invite to the NIT. An hour later, it's rescinded because another team had dropped out of another tournament, and then they took South Alabama's bid away. So the NIT basically made it up for them. It was almost like a makeup call during a basketball game. They left ETSU out. The stupid part about that is those two teams actually played in Johnson City back in December. And ETSU beat them 91-65. It wasn't even a close game, I mean, they completely blew them out. ETSU's got a better overall record, better net rating, all kinds of factors in ETSU's favor on that.
So
And
they,
it- yeah, go ahead. I'm
they
sorry.
kind of got shanghaied, didn't they?
They did, and the women, you can argue, even had a worse deal because a team, Mercyhurst, out of the Northeast Conference, was picked ahead of them. Mercyhurst has a losing record, and the thing on that is they play in the Northeast Conference, which is the lowest rated conference in all of women's college basketball. So,
That makes
you know,
sense.
no, I mean, I know a lot of stuff comes up, financial reasons or whatever, but it's ridiculous overall.
Well, the other part of that too is East Tennessee State travels well. I mean, you were there at the Southern Conference tournament. It's almost like a home game because the blue and gold traveled there and they follow the team. So if you're looking, in this case NIT, if you're looking to put fannies in the seats for a tournament that's not the big show, you would go get a team, I would think, that would have a good fan base, and ETSU would have traveled well. So
You would have thought so. I mean, you look at, some of those matchups here in the NIT you've got. I mean, I can make a good argument ETSU would be, a good matchup with, a lot of these teams, and
Georgia Tech, 14 and 18. What about the
okay,
ladies?
you're looking at the women's,
Yeah.
right now.
And you got Wisconsin's ladies at 13 and 17. So you got teams that, with losing records in the women's tournament, and I added it up, you got 144 women's teams playing out there right now. 64 and 48 and 32 comes out to 144. And so I'm just surprised, but they didn't ask me, didn't ask you, but they're not in it. The tournament's go on, and so ETSU's out of it, both guys and girls, is what it is again. But I do think it's a slap in the face to East Tennessee State for the success they've had on both sides of the basketball this year, girls and guys. Big South tournament. Did you go? Did you have a chance to go up there and cover?
I didn't go cover that, but now that is a team I could see pulling a first-round upset in the NCAA tournament is High Point.
High Point?
That's been a fantastic program, and they won 30 games this year, and I think they match up okay with Wisconsin. I could see them winning that first-round game.
I think it's an upset special. Could be
I think that's potential. It's hard for the smaller schools to have upsets anymore, with the NIL and all the money the bigger schools can throw around and get players now.
Yep, so that's the 5th seed Wisconsin, 12th seed High Point in the West Regional. So there you go. All starts again tonight, the second round of the first four, Prairie View and Lehigh, and Miami of Ohio and SMU. And again, as we said, the Miami of Ohio SMU winner will play Tennessee on Friday in the opening round of the Big Dance. So this is they call it the first four, but it's a play-in game to get there. So there you go. All right, what else going on? State basketball tournament. You got Tennessee High playing Tullahoma tonight. Tomorrow, Unique and Humboldt, and Hampton and Jackson County. How do you like those matchups?
Well, I've said all year long that when you've had me on the show, I think Hampton's got the best potential of going further in the, postseason than any school, and I still feel that way. Tennessee High's got a tough quarterfinal matchup. They're playing Tullahoma, who was state runner-up last year. Then Unique of the University, USC, as we affectionately call them, the University of Stony Creek. They got a 3-time state champion in Humboldt, and really another tough matchup, which Hampton's matchup against Jackson County's tough too, but I think of the three, Hampton's probably got the most favorable of the matchups.
Yeah. Plus, Humboldt's got Mr. Basketball finalists too,
Yep.
so they can play. So Unique will have their hands full, but they've got Big John Harden and they got other guys too, the supporting cast. So it's a chance for Unique and Hampton both to go down and make some noise. They'll play tomorrow, and then Tennessee High plays tonight. The last game about 9:45 our time against the Tullahoma Wildcats. So good luck to all three of those teams. NASCAR moving on now to Darlington this weekend. Last weekend it was Denny Hamlin. I sat here on the show and I called it. Remember?
Yeah.
I said Denny Hamlin's going to win this week. I never get anything right, so I'm going to crow a little bit because I got that one right. Here's your top 10 from last week. Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, William Byron, Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs. Then Chris Buescher, Kyle Larson, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, and Brad Keselowski, the top 10 in that race. And Las Vegas to go to Darlington this weekend. So what's the buzz? What are you hearing in NASCAR this week?
Well, those Toyotas, Denny Hamlin won last week. Those Toyotas been so fast all year long. Tyler Reddick starts up first 3 wins of the season. Christopher Bell has a win, Then you've also Denny Hamlin, So, those Toyotas are super fast right now. Probably the major contender against those guys is Ryan Blaney and the number 12 Ford. And, of course, the Hendrick cars were all pretty good as far as the 3 drivers who are full-time drivers with Hendrick. And then, of course, news came out a couple of days ago that Alex Bowman's still suffering, from vertigo, and
Vertigo,
Justin Allgaier's going to be his replacement the next 3 races, including Bristol.
So how do you get cleared? I mean, we talked about this Monday on the show when it came out. He's got vertigo, and I'm thinking, how do you get rid of vertigo and try and go out and drive a race car to 180? Depending on what track you're on, from anywhere from 100 to 160, 70-mile-an-hour cars with vertigo. I would think it'd be very tough to do.
Well, it's going to be extremely tough. I mean, I'm sure, they definitely thought about Bristol. That'd be the worst place in the world to have that, because you got all those G-forces and, 15-second laps. That'd be, wear a guy out with that. So, I guess a place like Richmond would make more sense maybe for him to come back somewhere like that than, a place like Bristol.
Do you know a Carolyn Birchfield?
I do. That's
Well,
my mama. Happy birthday, Mom.
Today's her birthday?
Today's her birthday. Still got her arm in a sling, though, so still no Mexican cornbread for Tom. I'm sorry.
When was the last time you ever sang to your mother for your birthday? Have you ever sang before? Because we're getting ready to.
I did this morning.
Did you really?
I did.
You sang to her?
Yeah, I called her up and told her happy birthday.
No, did you sing to her?
I sang happy birthday to her.
So we don't need to sing then. I guess you've already done it. I was going to do a 2-part harmony like Brooks and Dunn. We'd sing. I'd be Tammy, you be George. I'll take the high notes, but you don't want. So I was going to do it. Mama Birchfield, sing happy birthday to you. I mean, it's not every day you turn 48, so I wanted to sing to you. So do you want?
You can still sing to her. She enjoy
Well, I
that.
want you to help me out.
We can do it.
Are you ready?
Ready.
What's that little thing in choir? What's that little thing? The tone? Whatever.
That's it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mama Carolyn. Yeah.
Happy birthday
to you. There you go. It wasn't too bad.
No, hopefully it wasn't too off key.
No. Don't quit our day job, but no, it wasn't too bad. But anyway, happy birthday to her. She's had a little setback and her arm's still in the sling, but she's tougher than a pine knot. She's coming out of it. Mexican cornbread. Mamma mia, it's good. Whew. Brought that to me, what was last in the back of the fall, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Mexican
up there at
cornbread.
Big John's, I think.
Lordy have mercy, that was good. All right. So if you stopped it today, here's your, and we don't, but Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott would be in, along with Christopher Bell, William Byron, Kyle Larson, Chris Buescher, Ty Gibbs, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, Ryan Priest, Michael McDowell, Carson Hocevar, and Daniel Suarez would all be in the playoffs. Now we had a little dust up betwixt Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez, former teammates, and so they were getting ready to get after it apparently down the pits, and some lady in a straw hat got in between them. Yeah, I guess she was a PR person for one of the two drivers, but she went like this, and they stopped, but they were getting ready to kind of mix it up, weren't they?
Yeah, they were a little agitated with each other. I know Daniel, he took blame. He sort of lost control of his car a little bit and got into Ross, but, that happens, and, he's saying there's nothing intentional, and then I think he got aggravated because after all that happened in the pits, Ross made some disparaging remarks afterwards, and, it's like, I don't guess he appreciated it. So those guys who were pretty close friends, I don't know if they're pretty close friends at this point.
No. Disparaging remarks means probably he's watering it down. He probably got dog cussed, right? Probably took a cousin.
Yeah, probably so.
I love this guy. Yeah, disparaging remarks. Let's just cut it the way it is. They got nasty and talked nasty to each other. Didn't talk nice. Your mama said thanks, by the way. So there you go. So you think she was teared up?
Hopefully not too embarrassed.
No, so I hope not either, because we are not professional singers in any way, shape, or form, but we appreciate your mama and your daddy. Bill Burchill's watching too. State basketball tournament, Hampton, Unaka. Go Bulldogs, go Rangers, right?
Yeah, and go Vikings
And go
tonight.
Vikings
Yeah,
tonight.
we want to see all of our local teams do well for
Yep.
sure.
So the Carter County ones play tomorrow, where we are in Carter County, but the Vikings and Tullahoma play tonight. So in the quarterfinals of the state tournament. So we got 3 teams down there. We hope they can't all come home with the trophy, but Unaka and Hampton, one of those can, because they're both playing in single A, and Tennessee High's by themselves in triple A. So for me, I'm pulling for all 3 of those teams, to say the least. So it's all good. So what else is going on? What have you been covering?
I've been covering a lot of ETSU baseball, man. They've been playing great. Over the weekend, they had a 4-game series, not 3-game, but actually a 4-game series with Bradley, which is a school, in the Missouri Valley Conference. And so you'd think it'd be a pretty equal matchup, but ETSU outscored them 52-9 over 4 games. I mean,
Wow.
Bucks are now like 14-5, doing really well. The ETSU softball team's doing well. They got a lot of local players on that team. You've got Abigail Taylor, who played at Science Hill. Got Riley Crowley, who played at Daniel Boone, and then you've got a couple of girls who played at Dobbins Bennett, Haley Porter, and daggum, my mind just went blank.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, but Peyton Moore. Peyton's been playing really well too. So I mean, those 4 girls are good, and then they've got a lot of good players. Obviously from away from here too. Some girls from California and other places like that. But they've been off to a great start.
I kept thinking that was my phone ringing, but it's not. Is it yours?
No, I think it's somewhere in the store.
Oh, I thought it was mine because I thought mine doesn't make that kind of ring. So Buck baseball's playing very well right now.
Buck baseball's playing very well and stuff. So yeah, they've been hitting the ball well. They start their Southern Conference schedules this weekend. Play at UNC Greensboro, a 3-game series.
Buck spring football practice right around the corner too. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's next Tuesday. Starts on the 24th, so that'll be the first spring practice for the ETSU football team.
It's hard to believe. So let's really put you in panic mode. See, because I got it on my phone. When does high school football start? It's inside of 160 days. Let's see what we got here.
I've got all kinds of things going on where I help my part-time job with the International Hot Rod Association. Our first stock car race is this Saturday up in Pulaski County, Virginia. And going to have, quite a few local guys probably racing in that, including Zeke Shell from Johnson City, who won the Tennessee State Championship for NASCAR last year.
There it is. Kickoffs in 157 days. High school football. It's hard to believe, I swear. But we got to get to spring sports. And so we do have baseball tomorrow, Cyclones and Grace Christian at the stadium. We'll go in there at 5:15, video and audio, and we'll bring it to you. Tomorrow, back at it after a couple of days being off because of weather, so they're back in the grind and ready to go. So we'll have that for you tomorrow. Grace Christian coming up from K-Town. We're at 5:30 first pitch. We'll start at 5:15. Video and audio, or audio and video, again at Northeast Community Credit Union Ballpark. So let's see what else we want to ask you.
Well, we were talking about baseball and softball, and then with high school, you also have soccer and tennis and track and all that going on. So, I mean, it's like you said, it gets to be a crazy, crazy time in the year from now to the end of May.
Absolutely. You guys are flying all over the place trying to cover everything. You do a great job, all things considered, because you don't have a staff of 10 or 15 people, and you get a lot covered for, 5 guys, I guess, now?
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I cover a lot of the ETSU stuff, so I'm not always with the high school stuff like some of the other guys are. So,
so it's all good. Aaron Rodgers, story out this morning that some of the former Steelers says, make up your mind. You're holding up the team. You got a draft coming up next month. And so, do we draft a quarterback or do we not? You got Will Howard and Mason Rudolph in camp. Aaron Rodgers still trying to decide where he wants to play next year. Rod Woodson says, just make up your mind, quit holding up the team. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers obviously one of the all-time greats, so, I can understand, he deserves, some leeway there. But, I mean, at some point, you got to think about, like you said, what's good for the team and what they need to do moving forward, because, it's, you can't wait on anybody forever.
Nope, you cannot. So there you go. Good stuff. Anything you want to leave us with today? Anything?
Like I said, just a lot of local racing. I did get to cover World of Outlaws late models down Bulls Gap other night. That was really cool seeing Mike Marlar, who doesn't race full-time anymore but runs more selected events. East Tennessee driver able to win over, Ricky Thornton Jr. and Bobby Pierce, who are probably right now your 2 best late model drivers in the country.
There you go. So it's all right here in the Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. They do a great job covering everything they can because there's a lot going on. And, of course, race week coming up in a couple of weeks at Bristol. What do you hear about up there?
Well, I just finished last night, thank goodness, our special section we do for the Bristol race. I have to have it in early, but working on a lot of, pre-race stories. Actually, tomorrow's paper, if somebody wants to pick it up, it's got a Ricky Stenhouse Jr. story in there. And then I'll have one with Chris Buescher, and got a couple of Zoom calls this afternoon with William Byron and some other guys trying to get stories, pre-race. So it's good.
Is that the way to do it now? They all do Zoom calls?
Some of them do functions, like Ross Chastain. Bristol Motor Speedway hosted a thing about I guess it's been a couple of weeks ago now, or it might have been. been last week. I lose track of time now. So much stuff's been going on, but we had a thing down in Nashville at Laney Wilson's place, and Ross Chastain and Ricky Stenhouse, Lane Riggs, Dawson Sutton, and Jasmine Selena, who races NHRA and IHRA drag racing, was down there. So, you know, some of them will do some things live and in person, but most of the interviews anymore are Zoom calls.
Did you meet Laney?
No, she wasn't there, unfortunately.
There you go. So it's what it is, I guess. So
I guess she missed out, not getting the chance to meet me.
That's how I would look at it. It's her loss. So she could have hung out with JB, and she didn't. So I guess you snooze, you lose.
That's
so
right.
That's it. You look good in a cowboy hat, too. You had your cowboy hat and your kickers on, and she missed a golden opportunity to talk to Jeff Birchfield. And she will forever regret that, too. She just doesn't know what she missed. So there you go. See you next week.
That sounds good.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Our buddy Jeff Birchfield, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News, on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This is Pastor Mark Fowler, and we want to invite you to be with us at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church sometime soon. And we're thankful for what God is doing, and we've had visitors almost every week. We have so many people that God is using His Word to accomplish a work in their life. And we want you to come. I think about our society today, and there's a lot of talk about the negative aspects and generations and what's missing and what we're going to do and how do we face this social issue and how do we face that social issue, and that is always the buzz, and if we're not careful, we talk like God doesn't have an answer. 2 Timothy chapter 3 we looked at the other night together in our church, and it reminds us that yes, in the last days there's going to be some difficult things come, dangerous times, but the antidote is always God's Word. And so what we're trying to do is to provide Bible answers for today's tough questions. And we're building Believers by the Book. So we want your family to come. We're thankful to have a Sunday school hour and a junior church and master clubs and a youth group and all those things going on. But what we're trying to accomplish is to get the Word of God into the hearts and minds of God's people.
We're back. We're ready to go. Andrew Lewis, Northeast Community Credit Union. Readers are winners. Year number 2. We're jacked up to do it again this year.
We're so excited.
Yep, we are excited. And so it's a chance for these kids at Eastside Elementary, Westside Elementary, and Harold McCormick Elementary win some cool prizes for reading. What's going on?
The first 9 weeks, we're going to be giving out those cool water bottles. Second 9 weeks, T-shirts.
T-shirts with a new design.
Absolutely. New color, all that fun stuff. The third 9 weeks, we're going to have a sweet new sticker. We'll get more into that later. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Whole point is readers are winners. Year number 2 at the 3 elementary schools and Elizabethton City Schools. Thanks to Northeast Community Credit Union paying for all this, to their corporate sponsor, and we love them for doing that. The bottom line is leaders are readers, readers are winners. Year number 2, getting ready to get started up soon, like right now, right away, for all these youngsters, again, at Harold McCormick, Westside and Eastside Elementary. Big thanks to the Northeast Community Credit Union for partnering with us to do Readers Are Winners in Elizabethton City Schools.
After a long, hard day at work, all you want to do is relax at home, right? But how can you possibly relax when your home's not comfortable? If you want to feel more comfortable at home, give Advanced Heat Pump Systems a call today. With over 30 years of experience and the most innovative solutions, you can rest assured that Advanced Heat Pump Systems will make your home more comfortable. Give them a call today, 926-2665, or visit them online at advancedheatpump.com.
I love it. I said, did you do a bracket? He said, no, not really. So, did you do one? I said, yeah. Do you care? I said, not really. So, but it's all right. It is what it is. So, how's Bubby doing, by the way?
Doing good. Feeling healthy and hitting pretty good. So, hoping for a good year.
Had a home run last weekend. Had a grand slam. He said he didn't play Monday. Yesterday they had a day off, so they're back at it today. And the season's right around the corner. You're down to, what, another 10 days left of spring training and the break camp and start the year. And right now, keep our fingers crossed, Eric Carter's brother, Evan, is 100% healthy and feeling good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so,
Hoping for a good year.
yeah. Does he take vitamins from Lingerfield Drug Center?
He does not. He said the coaches, I think, so specific.
Yeah, they are.
I guess they test for everything and they load them up with all their stuff.
They control everything, and understandably so. They're paying him big bucks, and so he's their guy, and so they want him to take what they recommend, and I totally get that. But we can get it from right here at the Lingerfield Drug Center. So it was really cool. If you missed the first segment, had a lady come up from Jonesboro and looking for Geritol, and few places sell it, but you sell and sell a bunch of it.
Yeah, sure do. And especially this time of year, it gives everybody the little pep they need to get back into the daylight savings and get outside enjoying the sunshine.
Let's start with honey. The
Yeah.
Tri-Cities #1 honey, the local wildflower honey. We got two different jars. Got the little one that retails for, let's see, this goes for $14. There's that one. Then we're going to talk about the big one too, and it goes for $20. It is a 32-ounce bottle, or in this case, jar. And, of course, on the side of Ready for More, order now. So you got a QR code to order some more. This is locally grown honey. What are the benefits of taking honey?
Yeah, so honey is soothing for your throat. It's good for your immune system, which the honey up there that we've got with our label on it, it's from Virginia, so it's close-ish, but it'd be good for sore throat, stuff like that. But this honey right here is right here from Bluff City. So that one where the bees are pollinating and making honey with stuff that's giving us allergies, it's almost like getting a shot, like a flu shot or something like that.
That's a great point.
It's good for your immune system, helps with the local allergies and stuff too.
So this is $14. That one's $20. So what do I do? A tablespoon a day, 2 or 3 times a day? What do you recommend?
So I do about a tablespoon. I actually got one of the small jars to take home with me just to try it, and it's about the best honey I've had. Real tasty, but I got one of those little honey dippers, and you dip it and twirl it, and then I let it go into my oatmeal, and they say 1 dipper is about a tablespoon. So put that in my oatmeal, and I'm trying to be healthy. I don't like oatmeal. And that honey makes it to where I can eat it.
You can eat, you can tolerate it. I got it.
But very good stuff.
And so you sell a lot of this, don't you?
Yeah, we sure do. People's always looking for good local honey.
Local, grown, or produced, if you will, in Bluff City. So local wildflower honey, harvested by nature. $22 for the big jar, and as we said, $14 for the little jar. And there you go. Available right here at Lingerfield Drug Center. All right, show me some signs.
Yeah, we've got a few of these, kind of with Easter coming up and spring starting to bloom. Marcia had found these. They're be good gifts for relatives you got, or if you've got somebody religious wanting to do them a little Easter basket or something like that.
Beyond Blessed, that's for $5.99. Rejoice in Hope, which we've talked about this on the show. If you lose hope, you're in trouble. If you wake up and you don't think you have any hope, it's just a miserable situation to be in. So this says, Rejoice in Hope. These are $5.99. These are wooden, of course, and with a little way to hang them on the wall. So there you go. These are little signs, and you got a couple of these. Says, Simple is Beautiful. This goes for $3.99.
So I'm glad you could read that, because I could not upside down.
Simple is Beautiful. This one says, Life is short. Enjoy the little things. Boy, if that isn't the truth. For $3.99. Life is short. Enjoy the little things. These are neat signs for $4. Can't beat it.
And those I reckon you could hang, but
Yeah,
those are thick enough you could just set them on a shelf for your desk.
Sure, sit on the table. Or they got the place where you can hook them, or I should say hang them on the wall. Life is short. Enjoy the little things. That's awesome. Good way to look at life, and he's exactly right. All right, so you got the pill packs. I love when he promotes the pill packs. This is a no-brainer. Holiday or spring break coming up. It's already out there for some schools. Next week is Elizabethton City Schools. People be traveling. You got vacations coming up. You got reasons to be on the move, and so you got pill packs. And this is really cool. Tell us how this works. It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's so efficient. he does all the work for you. Tell him about the pill pack.
Yeah, so we got 3 new people transferred to us last week for pill packs, but
Wow.
medicines can be really confusing, and especially when you've got medicines, you know, some of your pills is once a day, some's twice a day, some's 3 or 4 times a day. You get lost trying to remember which bottles are which, and I've heard people coming up with some crazy solutions to try and remember it, but that gets too much sometimes, and these pill packs are really helpful for those people. All you need to do for them is just give us a call. You bring your bag or basket of medicines, however you keep them, bring them down here, and we'll kind of sort through them and make sure we've got your medicine list correct with you. We'll go through, you know, this medicine's better for nighttime, this one's better for morning time. We'll make sure your list is complete, and then we'll call whatever pharmacy you're at, or if we need to call doctors to get refills, we take care of all that for you, and then we put them in these packs. And the sample we've got excuse me, here is morning time and nighttime, but the packs, we can set them up to 6 times a day. So however you need to take your medicines, we can adjust and make that work. The packs are color coded if you can't see or read very good, and our yellow packs are for the sunshines morning time, blues nighttime, evenings orange, kind of the sun setting. But they're real handy. That's almost like a calendar.
It very much is.
Yeah, you can get on there and see, you know, today's Wednesday, the 23rd or whatever date, and know that you've not taken it because it's still in there. So it's a good way to keep track of your medicines and simplify them.
So if you get disoriented, and some older folks do, so case in point on the back of this, how do you say it, meloxicam?
Mm-hmm.
This is a meloxicam 15 milligram tablet. It shows the color. It shows on here light yellow and oblong, so it describes the medicine, because in this one you have 2 or 3 different types of medicine in these packs. It also says meloxicam, take 1 tablet by mouth once daily, and also has it, well, I'll show you. It says 8 o'clock a.m. It even tells you when you're supposed to take it. This is idiot proof. And so here is where they do this for you every month. And so you have multiple different medicines in these little, what do you call these little
little packs or blisters, yeah.
Yeah, and so the cool part about this too, these tear off, so you don't want to take this whole thing for a month. I'm going to be out of town for this week here. Next week I'm on spring break, and we're going to be gone 3 or 4 days. I don't want to take all this, so these tear off like that. And so you can just take the ones you need and pack them away, and it has all the information on the back of it. It's a no-brainer. This one shows, the yellow showed, as he said, the daytime. This says take, how do you say that one right there?
That one, trazodone.
Trazodone, take 1 tablet by mouth at bedtime. There it is, shows blue at 8 o'clock at night. And there it is, there that is. So it is a no-brainer, and more people are doing this, aren't they?
And something we started doing since I made these samples, about how it'll say take 1 tablet by mouth at bedtime or twice daily. People that are taking care of their parents and getting confused about what their medicines are for, I'll put on there, because we can make it say whatever we want, but it'd say take 1 tablet by mouth twice daily for blood pressure, or 1 tablet at bedtime for insomnia. We can put what they're for on there, and that makes everybody a lot more comfortable, especially, you know, if you've got 15 medicines, you think, well, what is that even for? And we can put on there, you know, cholesterol, blood pressure, insomnia, heartburn. And when you can see what they're for, makes it make a little more sense to you.
And if the person's taken as a senior or a baby boomer for that matter, but they're by themselves, and you wake up and go, okay, now what, as he said, what, you get disoriented, why am I taking this, what's this for? It all describes on the back of the pack. If you have an older person that has someone comes in and looks after them, if you will, and it's like, okay, Mr. Tom, it's your time to take your medicine. It's like, okay, well, I don't know. So anybody can come in and go, here's what you take, here's when you take it. So it's very self-explanatory for the person, the loved one, or I guess I said a healthcare helper or worker, if you will, that comes into your home and helps out. It's all right there, isn't it?
Yeah, and those, the top sheets too. So you've got your sheet with the calendar on it, but that top sheet too that lists medicines, we always tell people when you go to your doctors, tear off those sheets and take them with you, because, you know, just kind of looking at it, that could be a cardiologist, a gastro doctor, primary care.
That's
you know,
smart.
whoever you see, take those sheets with you to every doctor, because that's something you don't want different doctors double prescribing by accident or things like that. So that keeps everybody on the same page.
There's no charge for this either, is there?
Nope. All you got to do is pay your co-pays for your prescriptions the same as you would regular, and all the packaging and stuff like that's free.
That's great customer service. Here's a lady just walked in, got her medicine, went right back out. Didn't have to stand around and wait. Came
It's
in.
the best no bakes in Carter County. Well, we love you. Thank you.
The best no bakes in Carter County. There you go. But she came in while we were talking, went and got her stuff, went right back out the door. Which leads me to the next thing we're going to talk about, transferring your prescriptions. You don't have to wait. When the people come in here today, they've called in ahead of time, and they walk in and they literally pick it up, go right back out the door. You're busy. I'm busy. He's busy. We're all busy, running from pillar to post. The last thing we're going to do is stand around and wait 25 or 30 minutes. We'll have to come back 3 or 4 times to get the medicine because it's not there. That's what you hear in the big box stores. That's why they keep coming here, right?
And that's something I don't want to wait, and I especially don't want to have to wait for each medicine individual.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not known for patience, but that's something, if you are aggravated or frustrated, just give us a call. All you got to do is give us your name, your birthday, and where you're trading, and we'll take care of all of it.
Yeah.
They'll send us what they've got, and I'll say, is there anything can't be transferred or doesn't have refills? And if there is any, we'll find out what doctor wrote those, and I'll call the doctors and take care of all of it for you. So, as just like Miss Berry right there, we know exactly who she is. We know what medicine she takes, and they're going to be ready for her.
Yep. And she's right. I mean, she literally walked in, picked up, and went right back out the door. No waiting around. You've told me horror stories where people have gone to the other big box pharmacies and waited and got sent back and we're not ready. You come back later, it's not ready. So it's like a dog and pony show, and they don't care, right?
No. And that made me think, have we got a few minutes?
Absolutely.
Okay. Something that I didn't even think about till you were talking about that, but we've had a lot of people calling about CVS. Have you been seeing that on the news? You want me kind of briefly explain that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So people are thinking that CVS is being forced to close, and that's all CVS propaganda. So not a bit true, but the problem is for years CVS owns CVS Caremark Insurance, and so a lot of people in Tennessee, that's the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, is under Caremark Insurance. And so basically CVS owns the insurance company and the pharmacy, so they control. It's a monopoly, basically. They're saying if you've got our insurance, you'll get better copays at our store, or you've got a mail order through our store, and that's illegal. And so for years they've been allowed just to pay the fines every year and skirt on by. But I was trying to remember the representative. Is Bobby Harshberger.
Bobby Harshberger? Yeah.
So he's trying to get it through to where if they do own both of them, they can't force you to go to this pharmacy or that, or mail order, or make your copays different. So basically, this law is just trying to hold them accountable to the law.
So this new law benefits Lincolnville Drug Center or hurts it?
It would benefit basically everybody? But CVS. And how they're benefiting now is illegal, so it's they make plenty of money. It's not going to affect them. So that's, if they choose to close stores, that's just out of spite. That's not at all being made to. It's craziness.
Yeah.
But
so you're getting the right spin on what's going on out there. So there is a spin happening, right?
Oh yeah,
spin
and
doctors.
I've even got a text message myself, and I don't trade at CVS, but they're sending out text messages saying to call your state representatives, call your governor, this and that, to vote no on this law. It's all propaganda. It's crazy that they're allowed to get away with it.
Well, maybe they won't, I guess. So
I pray and they won't. Yeah.
Somebody's taking a long, hard look at this. It's not being rubber stamped. So somebody's sitting down going, wait a minute, put the brakes on this. Let's take a look at it.
Because I know one example to think about that is not so much around here, but I know more out towards West Tennessee. If you've got Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, is the most popular commercial insurance in Tennessee, you may live 40 or 50 minutes away from a CVS, but yet they're able to force you to use their store when you pass 20 pharmacies to get to them. You know, it's not right that they have that power.
It's interesting.
Mm.
Health, in closing, you're part of a Health Mart pharmacy, which really benefits the little guy, the smaller pharmacies, and you really get some great pricing. We ran some prices earlier in our first segment, and so some of these products, $4, $5, $11. It's not like, it's 50 and 60 bucks for these over-the-counter products. So tell us the benefit of coming in here and shopping with Health Mart Pharmacy.
Yeah, so everybody knows if you can buy in bulk, it's cheaper. And so people think smaller pharmacies just don't move the inventory that a big chain or somewhere like a Walmart or something like that would. But what Health Mart is a national group of independent pharmacies have banded together to negotiate pricing agreements. So, you know, it's not just Lingerfelt's, it's independent pharmacies across the country. So we're getting just as good or better pricing for over-the-counter and prescription medicines. So, you know, if you need an Afrin or eye vitamins, Band-Aids, basically anything, it's going to be at least the same price as it would be at a big store. And a lot of times it's cheaper because big stores will put markups on stuff, and we're not down here trying to get rich. We're trying to make a living and survive. So the pricing, no matter where you go, will be good. But Health Mart lets us, I think, be the best.
Strength in numbers. There you go. Lingerfield Drug Center, where they're located, downtown Elizabeth, right beside Carter County Bank. You're open, what are your days of hours of operation?
Yeah, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to 12.
We hit you with a lot of stuff. We always do when we're down here. So there is social media. How do we find you?
Yeah, on Facebook is Lingerfeld Drug Center.
Yep. And the magic phone number is?
It's 423-542-2138.
The first segment we ever did was sitting right over there. I'll never forget this. Every time he does the phone number, I get tickled because the first time we did a segment, he said he was a nervous wreck, and I thought, you can't be nervous.
Still nervous a little bit.
No, you can't be. He does such a good job. Now, looking out there, honestly, you watch him, you think he's been nervous? I don't pick up on that at all. And I do this for a living, so he's cool as a cucumber. But he did on the very first show, 5 or 6 years ago, he forgot the phone number. I'll never forget that. So I thought, you know, it's not just me. He forgot something, too, because I forget stuff all the time. But it is 423-542-2138. 2138. It's a phone call away. So, and all you got to do is call this number and say, Eric, I'm tired of XYZ Pharmacy. They've run me around. They've done this or that. I've got multiple prescriptions. Is that okay? Eric's going to say yes. I'm tired of dealing with them. What do I need to do? And you would tell them what?
I just need your name and your phone number and the name of that store, and we'll take care of it.
Yep. I have 5 different prescriptions at XYZ Pharmacy, and I want to move them over. What do we do? And he said, it's taken care of.
Yep.
Done.
That's it.
You get on the phone. They probably don't like hearing you call because they know what you're calling for, right? A lot of them.
So it depends on where you're calling. Some of them don't like hearing from us, and there's 1 or 2, and that gets me even madder. But they're happy that you're leaving. They'll say, "Well, do you want any more?" They're so busy.
Wow.
They're overwhelmed.
Wow. You want any more? Being sarcastic. And
that's something I don't want to go anywhere where I'm not cared for.
That's it. Don't feel like you're wanted. Good job. Right here at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabeth. It's good stuff. And so, in closing, tell them about your teachers. I know you go out and you deliver to the teachers at school. It's very confidential but how you do it. But you will help teachers who are always on the move. They've got kids get out of school. They got ball practices, got this, got that. They're on the move, so you can help them.
Yeah, sure can. Depending on whatever you want to do, we can work it out. We can deliver it to your house, deliver it on your planning period, after school, lunch break, anytime really. But the way we do it is it'd be just in a brown pharmacy bag. It'll have your name and the name of your school on it.
That's it.
Nothing private or anything like that's visible. We want to make sure your privacy is protected.
Yep. And that's a good thing. So it's confidentiality. You'll come to the school in a brown bag that says Tom Taylor from Lingerfield Drug Center. And boom, you got it, and you know what you got, and they know what you delivered, and so there you go. It's good stuff. You doing any shots right now? Flu shots they're
That's
about down, aren't
done
they?
for the year. The ones we've been doing lately has been just kind of maintenance shots. We've done a lot of the Tdap shots, a lot of the shingle shots. That's been the big ones lately. and there is so many of them kind of requires different situations. You need the different shots, and like I said earlier, that's very confusing. So if you're not sure if you need one, come down here and talk to us, and we'll figure out exactly which ones you need or don't need.
Let's plant the seed too. If you're going to be traveling out of the country, this mission trips, whatever, out of the country, you need your passport shots. You can do them, right?
Sure can. That's something depending on where in the world you're going. You'd need different preventative shots, especially kind of like Africa, Asia, South America. You'd need some shots that you wouldn't be getting here in the United States. So just let us know ahead of time where you're going. And if I don't know, I'll do some reading and figure out exactly which ones you need to stay protected.
When I was a kid, we used to have to get tetanus shots. I don't know how often it was because that was a long time ago. So right now, how often do we have to get a tetanus shot? If we got one as a kid, do we need to get a booster?
Tetanus shots you re-up every 10 years.
10 years? Okay.
And then if you step on a rusty nail or something, you go ahead and start it right then, do another one. As it worked out for me, I got my tetanus shot when I was 20, going to college, so every decade I'll get one.
Yeah.
But every 10 years or an extra one if you step on something.
There you go. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Always love coming down here. Great information. You get it for free. You don't have to go to a seminar. Just turn on the show. Plus, you can go back and watch it and like it and share it and send it to somebody else and find out how easy it is to switch prescriptions and come down here to a place that really cares, Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabeth, right beside Carter County Bank. All right, we'll come back and wrap it up right after this from our buddy who was just there yesterday. Place was hopping at the Eagle Center Antique Store, and we'll come back and we'll wrap it up right after we hear from Mrs. Troutman, as soon as I find it, right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Guess we'll go up to where it says E. Probably be the good place to go alphabetically. Amazing. There it is. We'll be right back after this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Shop here at the Eagle Center for the spring and summer.
Hallelujah for spring and summer, right?
Right.
So we have a lot of things for your home to add to your decor, both indoor and outdoor. Pictures, pillows, mirrors. We have furniture. We have all kinds of Easter decor, all kinds of gifts for Mother's Day coming up after that. So it's a wonderful place to shop. I have 48 vendors, and they keep things moving, keep things fresh, bring things in all the time. We have old things, new things, all things in between.
Where do we find you on social media?
We're on Facebook under Eagle Center Co-op and on Instagram, Eagle Center Antiques.
Hours are open?
We're open 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday.
Things tell a story.
When people no longer can.
Our great sponsor, come downtown Elizabethton and shop. Think spring and summer at the Eagle Center. Be loyal, buy local, and buy at the Eagle Center in downtown Elizabethton. Proud sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports, the Eagle Center, downtown Elizabethton.
Thank you.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks, Dr. Carter. Love coming down here and giving you good information. I mean, it's the guy he cares. You watch the show, watch this segment, and it's very obvious. He cares about his people, and so does Hunter, and so does Marcia, the big three we call them down here. And so thank you again. Let's wrap it up. Let's see. Junior's telling me Chattanooga's up by 11 on Peabody in the third quarter in that other game. Loretto won the first one in the 2A tournament. Tonight in the NIT, Murray State, the Racers will battle Nevada. Tonight it's New Mexico and Sam Houston, Colorado State and St. Joseph's, Utah Valley and George Washington, and Cal and UIC. This is NIT. Dayton will take on the Bradley Braves tonight, and Illinois will take on the Golden Flashes of Illinois State, and Kent State tonight in the NIT opening round tournament going on again across the different locations in the country. The first four tonight you've got going in would be, let's see, is this the ladies? Yep, this is the ladies. And let's see, that would be Nebraska Richmond, Missouri State's Stephen F. Austin, Southern University in Sanford, and Virginia and Arizona State. Those are the girls who are doing the play-in tonight. The guys' first four would be Miami of Ohio and SMU, and Prairie View and Lehigh. Those are the games being played tonight to finalize the brackets for the NCAA March Madness. That's going to do it. We will wrap it up and come back tomorrow. We'll be live at the Jewelers Bench just in time for graduation, for Mother's Day, for Father's Day, springtime. The E. Newtons got we'll show them to you tomorrow, got a brand new shipment of E. Newtons. They can't keep them in stock. They sell a bunch of E. Newtons at Lingerfield Drug Center. So we'll have that for you tomorrow. We'll be there broadcasting live. Then Friday we'll kick off the weekend. We'll be live at Food City on the Food City Friday in Gray. All right? Let's finish it with the verse today. God has his eyes on us. He shows us again and again how much he cares. The verse today is Jeremiah 29:12. Then you will call upon me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. That's a promise from God. You come to me, pray to me, and I'll listen to you. What more do we want? I mean, really. Our prayers may be somewhat awkward or weak. Don't really know how to pray all the time. But since the power of a prayer is in the one who hears it, and not the one who says it, our prayers do make a difference. He does hear us, so keep praying. It's not the powers of prayers in the one who hears the prayer, not the one who says the prayer. That's a good way to look at it. That's going to do it from here. We'll be back with you tomorrow. If you don't have a church home, we would ask you to please consider coming to church with us tonight at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church across the river on Watauga Road. If you do have a church home, that's wonderful. If you don't and looking for one, we would encourage you to come and visit. We have visitors, every week. A pretty good number every week, and they ultimately stick around and they join the church. So anyway, if you don't have a church home tonight, we would encourage you to come by. If you do have a church home, go to it and worship the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, because he's worthy. Goodness, he is worthy for everything he gives us and the blessings he bestows upon us that I can't speak for you, but I can speak for me. I don't deserve, but he does it. He does it willingly. All right, again, thanks to Andrew Smith and Jeff Birchfield from the Johnson City Press Kingsport Times News. Also, thank you to the obvious Dr. Eric Carter. And then also thank you to our buddy Daniel Grindstaff, who stopped by and just happened to be here and says, it's coming out on Friday. We're going to have them in stock down at the Chamber here in Kingsport. I'm not Kingsport, but Elizabethton. And so Daniel Grindstaff and the Uptown Troubadours, brand new CD available at the Elizabethton Chamber of Commerce for $20. And they're going to release it on Friday, but he gave me a copy, and I'm getting ready to put it in the car and turn it up, roll down the windows, and rock on down the road to Daniel Grindstaff and the Uptown Troubadours. We got 10 songs? Yep, 10 songs. Looking forward to putting that in and cranking it. So if you like Daniel Grindstaff, the phenomenal banjo player from right here in Elizabethton, and the picture of the group shot for the CD cover was taken on the covered bridge. Look there, you see the covered bridge where he's standing. So covered bridge here in Elizabethton is where this was taken as far as the pictures. So thanks again to Daniel Grindstaff and the Uptown Troubadours. Appreciate that. Back with you tomorrow as we always close out by telling you on show number 2466 on the road to 2,500. I hope Lisa Baker's going to coordinate a little get-together for me. That's the plan, because she's a good woman, and so she's the movie star. Hope she'll help out. We got 2,500 shows looming and about, 45 shows away. Is that right? So we got taking some time off, but it'll be here before you know it. So today is 2466 on its 18th day of March. We'll be back with you again tomorrow. We'll do it again, as we said, from the Jewelers Bench tomorrow here right down the street in Elizabethton. So thanks for watching. We close by always saying, bloom where you're planted. Make a difference. Bloom where you're planted. And win or lose, please be a good sport. Please, please, please be a good sport. Your kids watch you and they emulate everything you do. So if you go out and I understand you want your kid, your grandkid to win, I get it. If you go out and act like a yahoo, then they're going to end up being a yahoo because they watched what you did and they emulate what you do. I don't care what you say, they do. Our kids and grandkids watch us and they do what we do, whether you want them to or not. See you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching the show.